Okay, here we are taking a look at the, this is a new system that's going to be on the market. Right now it's just called the CP12 Pro, but I believe this is still in the beta testing stages, so there's not a name on it yet. But I got it sent to me to do some testing on it, and so I'm just going to kind of give an opinion of what I think of it and some of the cool things I found out when I got to looking at it. So the first thing is, it came to me in this little box, which I think is pretty nice. I like having one little plastic box to keep, for the smaller systems like these, I like having one plastic box to keep the everything together in. It snaps closed. So when you open it up, here's what you end up with. You got 3 units that are 4 Qs each. Small little units, 4 Qs each. They have the an extending antenna that goes up, and I would assume that when they're done and he's ready to start bringing them in, I'm sure there'll be a graphic of some sort there or whatever. So here you have your 4 Qs. I will note that, not that it is probably ever going to matter 90% of the time, and it happens a lot, that with the Chinese, because this is red, you would normally associate it with being a positive, the positive side. That's not the case. For some reason, the Chinese a lot of times put these backwards. So actually the black is positive, but the only time that makes any difference is if you're hooking up an LED to test, because the non-pyrogen igniters like the Talons and all those ones out there, those don't matter. Polarity doesn't matter, neither does an E-match. So no matter which system you're using, it doesn't matter. It's just the only reason it matters on an LED is because the positive is going to have a resistor on it, and it has to go positive to positive, negative to negative. So anyway, if you need to know, this is actually the hot side. This is the negative. Then if we turn it over, we look and see that there's just one button. It's a real simple system. One button and on and off. Click it there. It turns it on. You can see none of these lights are lit up right now because we don't have anything plugged into them. With items plugged into them, you'll show continuity on all 4 of those. If you have continuity, it'll show green right there. So the unit takes 4 AA batteries, which a lot of people like because you don't have to worry about recharging your unit. All you have to worry about is having some batteries. So takes 4 AA batteries, and you can see these little holes here that run along. I don't know if you can see those yet. There are 4 holes, one for each Q. What these holes are for, and you probably don't have to do it initially because it's probably already going to be done for you. They're for actually programming the Q numbers to whatever button you want to program them on the remote to. And it's real simple. There may be an easier way to do it, but I found that holding in the button for I think till it flashes 5 times, and then hit whatever button on the remote you want, will program whatever Q you want to whatever button you want on the remote, which could be used if you're doing multiple shots at once or whatever. So that's what those are for. I'm going to plug in some LEDs and we'll show you how to test it. Okay, we're back. I went ahead and plugged in 4 LEDs to the unit. Again, you'll notice if you look that I plugged the red into the black side and the black into the red side because, like I said, on this particular unit the black is the positive side. I just know that because I've tested it already. So we'll do some continuity testing here. Real simple unit. I've mentioned in a couple of my other videos, you'll notice that when you do continuity testing, it sends a really low voltage signal out to complete your circuit. It sends a real low signal out, and then it brings it back. So you'll see that when I turn the unit on, we'll have a dim, these will be lit dimly, which is not enough voltage to pop an E-match or a non-pyrogen igniter, but that's what it'll be. You'll also notice that hopefully all 4 of these will light up green, and you see that it did. all four of the lights lit up green here, and you can see that all four of these are lit because there's a low voltage going to them. So if we do just a little test fire real quick, I'll show you that the remote, another nice thing about it is it does have an on-off button on the side of the remote. See here, it's off. Flip your little switch down here and it's on. So we'll just start by hitting cue number 1. You see number 1 lit up. Cue number 2, cue number 3, cue number 4. Now something that I do want to note that is kind of nice about these systems and is one of the big reasons that some systems don't work quite as well with non-pyrogenic igniters. An E-match requires a lot less voltage or amperage to actually pop it. And so a lot of systems only stay on if you tap the button. It'll only just send a little pulse however long your finger's on the button. This one, which is what's going to make this nice for the non-pyrogenic igniters, all you have to do is tap it and it sends a lot longer of a pulse than however long you had your finger on it. So instead of just it going on and off, if you tap it, it goes on and stays on and sends a little bit more juice to whatever you're lighting. I want to show you some a neat thing I figured out about these that I don't know if it's intentional or not. What I would assume is the company that makes these uses these boards for other systems, and I found a couple features in this system that are not necessarily on the remote, but that you can still use. I found that this system is entirely capable of 3 modes: single fire, a half-second sequencer, and an all-fire, just by hitting a certain combination of these buttons. So I'll show you that in just a second. I'll get these LEDs plugged up in the other units and I'll show you how it works. Okay, we're back. I didn't plug any LEDs in. I figured you'd be able to see it just by looking at the LED lights as they light up. Something cool I found about this is that by pushing a combination of 2 buttons at the same time on this unit, you can initiate a half-second step sequence that will start at Q1 and run through Q12. You can also, by hitting 2 different buttons at the same time, initiate an all-fire. So that's a pretty cool thing about this unit, and I guess I can't speak for the units that will be brought in later, but with this one, that's what I found, and that's kind of neat because it would be great for a finale. You know, if you're shooting 3 stations, or even if you're shooting 1, you hit these 2 and bam, you got all fire. And or if you're wanting to do like a little mine run or a comet run or something, it'd be great for that too, for these little units. So we'll show you. To initiate the all fire mode, I found on this particular unit anyway, that if you hit 5 and 8 at the same time, it will fire all. So we'll try that in 3, 2, 1. You saw they all lit up. 3, 2, 1. That's the all fire. Now I've also found that hitting 11 and 12 at the same time will give you a half-second step fire that will start at Q1 and go to Q12. And 3, 2, 1. You see him stepping right through. So again, I can't speak for the units that he's going to bring in, but I know this particular unit, that is something that you can do. Now, I have also found, while doing some testing, that something else you can do with these little units is if you program Q1 and Q2 to both fire off of Q number 1, and then you program 3 and 4 to both fire off Q2, and so on all the way through here, and then you hit the sequencer function, it will work just like the regular unit would. So it's going to fire 1 and 2 at the same time, 3 and 4 at the same time, 5 and 6 at the same time, and so on, all the way through the sequence. Okay, so now I did something a little different. Initially I said that the sequencer, when you do the sequence thing, it goes in half-second increments. I see now that I was wrong. It's probably closer to a quarter-second increments. And when I programmed, what I did when I programmed was I skipped a number which essentially buys you a quarter of a second on the sequencer. So if it normally goes in quarter-second increments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, the computer, when you hit the sequencer, even if you don't have anything programmed in a Q2, in its mind it's still hitting Q2. So instead of going a quarter second apart, if you program like 2 of these on number 1, then you skip 2, then you program 2 of them on 3, then it actually goes to a half second. So to kind of show you what I'm talking about, I turned these back, I programmed these back to 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll see the speed at which these go, and then when you hit here, you'll see that these will slow down because these are still skipping a number. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these are both programmed to, let's see, these are both programmed to 5, these are both programmed to 7, 9, and 11. So here these 4 will slow down, these will be the speed that the normal sequencer is. So here you go, we'll try it so you can see it. 3, 2, 1. See how those go quarter, and then these slow down. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm going to go try some live firing here in just a little bit and see what we can come up with as far as that goes, and we'll do some range testing too. So, but so far these seem to be a pretty slick little system, and happy with the remote. I like how it's got an on-off switch on it, and these are pretty simple little systems, but they're nice and heavy. They seem to be pretty durable. So we'll see what we can do as far as some live firing stuff. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do some range testing. I got talons plugged into 1 and 2. Turn it on. Shows continuity. And I just got a piece of visco in 1 and 2. So we walk. Okay, I'm at 50 yards. We'll zoom in. In 3, 2, 1. And you see it going. I will walk back to 100 yards. Okay, we're now at 100 yards. Zoom in so you can see it. 3, 2, 1. There it goes. 100 yards, 300 feet. We're good out to 300 feet so far. Okay, just walking up to the system. This kind of goes to show that the continuity testing function is working because we popped both talons. There's one. There's the other one. And we have no continuity and we have no lights. So there you have it. Alright, doing some more range testing. I got 4 talons plugged into this baby, and you can see we're not going to run out of room anytime soon for range testing. And it's cold. So, turn her on, check continuity. Okay. I'll be back in just a minute when I'm about 150 yards away. Okay, 150 yards. It's down there somewhere. In 3, 2, 1. There it goes. 150 yards. I'll be back at 200. Okay, 200 yards. Let's see here. In 3, 2, 1. Nothing. Try a different cue. There you have it. 200 yards, it's a little tough. I'll walk up 25 yards, we'll try it at 175. Alright, 175. 3, 2, 1. Alright, there it went. There went the other one. 175 is its max range. So I've been playing with these little systems, so I figured I'd do a little baby show with some fountains to further test it out. There you can see we're showing continuity on all four. Number 1 is going to be this fella. Number 2 is this guy. Number 3 I think was this It's My Favorite. And number 4 was the Conic Fountain. So we'll give them a shot and see what they look like. Here, don't push anything else. Don't. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Just don't push any other ones yet. Oh, did you push 2 more?
No, I only pushed 1.
Oh, okay. And that was loud. Number 3. That one didn't last very long, did it? Hit number 4.
I was scared it was going to pop up or something. I like the second one better.
The second one?
Yeah.